In this video, I'm gonna show you how to completely retouch your client's eyes, giving it a beautiful glow and making it pop. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me yet, my name is Silvia. I'm a specialist in women's photography with a focus on maternity photography. In this channel, I talk about photography, especially professional editing techniques to help you make more money with your photography. Now, let's get into the video. One thing that you're gonna understand is that your client's face expression is very important for the photo because the look of her face, it's gonna bring a lot of emotions and feelings to your photo. Often though, when you're photographing your client, it might happen that her face, especially her eyes, look a little bit dead, or in my case, in this photo here, it looks like she's a little bit scared. Her eyes is very opened. Or sometimes you're gonna find very red eyes with veins or a little bit yellow, or maybe one eye is a little bit bigger or smaller than the other one. These are not nice things that you wanna see in your photo, especially your client will not wanna see all of that. And just by retouching and fixing these small issues, you can transform the whole photo in her face expression, which will give a different emotion and feeling for your photo. I'm gonna show you what you can do to retouch the eyes, making it pop and just give your client a better look. If I zoom in my photo here, we can take a better look of what's going on by just focusing on her eyes. We can see that's very open. We have a lot of veins, and her expression, for me, it seems like she's scared somehow. She's not very comfortable. So what we are going to do right here is how could we make this look to be better? How can we transform this photo by only editing her eyes? So the first thing that I want to do is to remove a little bit of the red in her eyes and the veins that she has here. So for us to do that, it's very, very simple. I'm gonna make a selection on her eye. It's okay if the selection is not perfect. And I'm gonna do the other eye as well. Now I'm gonna go to filter here, hue saturation, and I'm gonna choose red. I'm gonna lower the saturation. I'm gonna go all the way so you can see everything that it's getting in the photo. So what we wanna do is to reduce the saturation, but we don't wanna go all the way like I'm doing here because I'm just showing you everything that it's selected in the mask. But we wanna reduce a little bit that we don't see that much red. One thing is that around her eyes, she is supposed to have a little bit of red because it is the color of her skin. However, inside of her eyes, we don't want to see that red. So I'm just gonna think about inside of her eye right now. I'm gonna light it up a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. I'm gonna close this. And now I'm gonna make better the selection. I'm gonna go with my brush. I'm gonna have the black color selected. And I'm gonna actually lower the opacity a little bit, because this part here, the contour of her eyes, I don't want it to be as red as how it is in the original photo. However, I do not want to desaturate the whole color, the whole red around her eye. So I'm just gonna lower the opacity, and little by little, I'm just gonna, oops, I create a layer. Let me delete this. Make sure that you have your mask selected. Opacity 30, I have black here. I wanna have very soft brush. Let me just change my brush here, perfect. And now I'm gonna little by little just bring that red a little bit back to normal. Okay, so here's the before and here's the after. It's way better. It looks a little bit more soft, not too intense. Now I want to clean the veins on her eyes. And what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna get all layers together. So I'm gonna press Command Option Shift E, and I'm gonna have the patch tool selected, and I'm just gonna go around the vein and drag to where I think that it's clean to copy the texture. There you go. I'm gonna remove the eyelashes as well that I see that's touching her eye. There's a little bit more to the side. I'm gonna remove this part here. So you just wanna clean everything that you see that it's not very nice around her eye. You just wanna clean everything. And I'm gonna go to the other eye and I'm gonna do the same thing, and there is this hair as well here that I don't want it here, so I'm just gonna clean a little bit her eye and around her eye. Now that I have done that, I'm just gonna clean a little bit of her eyebrow here, just to make it look a little bit nicer and cleaner and better. Perfect. So far this is our before and after. I was able to clean a little bit her eye, but now I'm gonna make her eye to pop a little bit more. And the way that I like to do that is with dodge and burn. So for that, I'm gonna create a new layer. I'm gonna change the blending mode to overlay. I'm gonna use the brush and I'm gonna just start painting white and black. Everything that I wanted to pop more, I'm gonna use the white, and everything that I wanted to make it darker. And the idea here is to give her eye a little bit more of this 3D look. So I'm gonna lower my opacity to 10. I'm gonna start with the brightest part. So what I wanna paint in white is this part here of the lighting that's reflecting on her eye. And I also wanna go around her eye to make it lighter. And with a smaller brush, I like to intensify like just a small line here, just to give a touch. So I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Now I wanna make the white part of her eye a little bit lighter. And what I want to do is that if we pay attention to this eye here, this side of her white part of her eye is a little bit darker than this side. So I just want to make this side a little bit lighter and kind of balance it out, the brightness of her eye. So I'm just gonna make this part a little bit lighter, and this part here that's darker a little bit lighter, kind of like here, and this is good. Now I'm gonna go with the black, and with the black I wanna go and make a contour on her eye. So I wanna go around her eye here and in the middle part. And you can now zoom out a little bit to see how strong it is. It is very strong, this dodge and burn. So I'm gonna lower the opacity to 0, and slowly I'm gonna bring back this effect on her eye and until where I like it. I think 50 is pretty good. I'm gonna create another layer, and now I'm gonna do soft light. And what I wanna do is to enhance her makeup. So I'm still gonna be working with the brush, with the black and white. We're still gonna be using this dodge and burn technique. The difference between the blending mode of overlay and the soft light is because the soft light is a little bit softer than when you do this technique in the overlay layer. So with the soft light, I just wanna enhance her makeup. So I want this part to be kind of a little bit white. I see that she has some shine here that I wanna to pop more. Now I'm gonna go with the black, and I really like to go here around her eye. I think that it gives a really beautiful color as well. And I'm gonna go on the shadows. I'm just making the makeup to be a little bit stronger. And let me see from far away how it's looking. I'm gonna put both of these layers in a folder. And I'm just writing down so I know what it means. If you think it's too strong, again, just lower the opacity to 0 and slowly start going up. I think 60 for me is good. Now I'm gonna put all the layers together in one layer. And one thing that I didn't like about this makeup is this black line here. I'm gonna remove this because I don't think that it's looking very good. So I'm just gonna go with the patch tool and I'm gonna select this area and I'm just gonna drag to an area that I think it's good to be replaced here. And this is perfect. Another thing that I think that it's not very complete for me is that the eyelashes kind of ends here. Is not starting from the beginning of her eye. So I would like to add a little bit more of eyelashes to the beginning of her eye. So for that, there are many ways that you can do. You can actually use this stamp tool and kind of just stamp a few samples of the eyelashes. And do it like this. Another way that you can do it as well is by having the brush and actually creating the eyelashes yourself. I would go with 100% of hardness and a really small size of the brush. I would start with 1 and I would get closer to her eye. I would select a color here. So for you to select a color, any color of your photo like this, you just need to press Alt or Option in your Mac and you just start creating. Let me have opacity 100% and you just start creating hairs. Size 1 for the brush, it's very small, so I'm gonna do size 2 and now slowly I'm creating. Let me even get a little bit closer so you can see. I'm creating few hairs, eyelashes. So this is another way that you can do. For the purpose of this video, just to be a little bit faster, I'm gonna just stamp here some samples of her eyelashes. And you can just go back to the brush and actually do a little bit bigger ones if you want. But in the beginning of the eye, normally you have like smaller eyelashes. And it's good when you kind of like mix the colors as well. Okay, so this is good. Just gonna do a few more here. gonna create just a few more here, but just smaller. Okay. And now I think that it's already looking better. So here's the before, here's the after so far. One thing that is still bothers me about her eye expression is that her eyes are very, very big. So she still has this fear on her look. And for that, what we are going to do is that I'm gonna duplicate this layer, and I'm actually gonna go to filter and liquefy. There are many ways that you can do what I'm about to do. I'm just gonna show you the liquefy way right now. So what I wanna do is to make her to squeeze her eye just a little bit. So I'm gonna go up with this part of her eye, and you're gonna see that her eyeball is gonna be looking a little bit weird, and that's fine because we are gonna fix this. I'm gonna do the same on the other side, just to squeeze her eye a little bit. I'm gonna hit OK. And now I'm gonna create a mask in this layer, and I'm gonna choose brush, and I'm gonna hide the part of her eyeball that it's now looking weird. I'm gonna bring back her eyeball from the previous layer. So 100% opacity. And I do want to have a little bit of feather, so I'm just gonna go a little bit with the feather, and I'm gonna get closer. I'm gonna have a small brush size. Okay. Now let's do the same in the other eye. Now, if we look at her expression, it is way better than before. It seems like now she's smiling a little bit more. The eyes expression changed her whole face expression as well. I'm gonna put all of this in a new layer. We can just erase the whole thing here. Now, another thing that I wanna do is that I wanna make the shape of her eye to look a little bit better. So this part here seems like it's falling, if you notice, the same as here. So I just want to have this a little bit up. So I'm going to duplicate this layer, and I'm going to go and press Command Shift X where it goes to liquefy. And I just want to just a little bit up this part of her eye. Another thing that I'm noticing is that this eye now looks just a little bit bigger than this eye here. So I'm just gonna reshape her eye to be kind of on the same size. I think this is looking good. Yeah, I think that that's looking better. So let me hit OK. So let me put all the layers together. So here's the before, here's the after. So in the before, it does look like she has a little bit of this dead look, this dead eye. And now we just change a little bit of her eye, making her to squeak her eye a little bit, and it gives a different feeling to the photo. Now I'm gonna do some editing just so we can actually see how we look like with the kind of complete editing, and how by changing the eye you actually change the whole expression. And when you do the complete editing, it also helps your photo to be way more beautiful. So I'm gonna be very fast in this process, just because the purpose of the video is just to show what you can do with the eye. The last thing that I'm gonna do to this photo is just to crop the photo a little bit for a better composition. And now the photo is completed. I already add my colors. I did a little bit more sharpening in her eye as well, just to give a little bit more of a pop on her eye. And here's the before, here's the after. Before, look how her expression is all dead. And now after. Click the like button if you like the results. Now you know how to retouch your client's eyes and give her a beautiful and better expression. This will definitely make your photos to look better with more emotions, and this is very important if you wanted to get paid more. If you want to know other ways to improve your skills to make more money with your photos, check out my latest video somewhere here on the screen. Also, subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every week. For now, this is everything. I hope this video was very helpful for you, and until next time.